All right, good evening, YouTube viewers. Here we have the fourth segment of the Top Gun 55 restoration here at Burns Brothers Performance. And we're going to kick this off like we usually do with George Burns and the opening of the ceremonial beverage. And it is a Friday night here at Burns Brothers Performance, so happy hour was a while ago. So George is going to take us through the now painted 55 Chevy, and we're going to get a look at the bottom side and the top side. So,
well, good evening and cheers, everyone. Last time we talked, the body was on the frame, getting ready to finish up the block sanding. We're going to do a little walk around on the bottom of the car, give you an update on that. Basically, so the chassis and all the components have been powder coated from Salem Powder Coat. Scott and Mike over there did a really nice job on all the powder coating. They did the frame, the drive shaft, the rear end housing, center section, all the suspension components. So really nice stuff, really durable, and hold up really nice. So
yeah, that's, I mean, powder coating is something that can become addictive.
Yeah, as Dave knows all too well. So I got some things to add to the bottom. Basically, the e-brake cables, gas tank, back bumper, so we can get it to the exhaust shop. The exhaust is scheduled to be installed on the 11th. So I'll get it over to Tom Flat at Flat Muffler on the 10th. And then he'll do his work on the 11th, so pretty excited for that. Yeah, everything looks pretty good under here. I gotta mount the shock cross member, and we'll get that stuff before it gets the exhaust on it. So he'll. And
just a reminder, so that's a 9-inch rear end you built. And
so it was the 9-inch that was in the car. It was something my uncle acquired. I don't know its exact origin, but when I ordered parts for it, everything came up as a 67 Mustang, so I'm pretty sure that's pretty much what it came from. So it's 325 gears, nodular center section that I got from Marty Mack, and then 10 factory 31 spline axles with and like I said, I think it's a Eaton Posi in it now. So yeah, it's a pretty stout piece. It should work pretty good for him. And then it's got Posey Super Slide springs on it.
And you,
stock height.
One of the things you did was center the gas tank, right?
I did center the gas tank. Shifted the brackets over, so that way since we got rid of the spare tire, so that way a little bit more clearance for the tailpipe on the driver's side. So it'll look nice and centered, and everything should look good there. So
nice.
Yep, everything's good under here. Fan clamps on the collectors, those are all ready to go for Tom. Yeah, and then the alignment is scheduled for the 19th with Jeff Todd at Hilliers. So we'll get the car pretty substantially completed before then. We'll get as much weight on the thing as we can before it goes to him. So should be ready to go.
Awesome.
And then I'll lower it down. We'll get a little chat about the paint job. I do have Joe Miller coming tomorrow actually to start the cut and buff on it. He's going to open it up, and we'll get her buffed out. I've had him do 2 other cars before and did really nice work. And as soon as I got a hold of him, he was all in. Definitely wanted to help out. So very grateful for that.
So it'll be what, a week ago Sunday you sprayed this?
Yeah, so I to kind of step back, last Thursday I sprayed all the jams. That was before our last video. And then on Friday morning I put the car together, assembled the whole car, and did a few little minor touch-ups here and there. And then right next door is my really good friend and neighbor, Dale Moore. He's got a nice little paint booth over there, and he was gracious enough to let me use that booth. So we took it over there on Friday, and I spent hours masking this thing, masking it to the floor, and then actually I had it up on jack stands with little tires off, and then I jacked it up, pulled the jack stands out from underneath it, lowered the car literally almost to the ground, and then Saturday morning I painted the roof, and then Saturday night went back in there, jacked the car back up, put the jack stands back underneath it, and I waited until Sunday morning, went in there, masked the roof off, and then Sunday morning painted the car. And then, yeah, really happy with the metallic. The color is really, really hard to photograph from what I've noticed. Inside it looks completely different than it does outside, and then when you get it in the sun, it totally changes the color of this car. Before, this car was a acrylic enamel with no clear coat. And although it looked good, it just didn't have that, you know, it just didn't have that pop, as people say. I know it's a cliche word, but now that it's a base coat, clear coat, it's this color, the whole new animal. It really is just, when you get out in the sun, it's amazing to me. I'll be honest, I wasn't sold on the color of the car. My uncle was adamant that it went back the same color, and I just wasn't really a huge fan of the car because to me it was always a little dull. But now that I see it in its new form, I'm 100% believer of the color of the car. It's absolutely gorgeous, especially out in the sun. So.
And this thing already took a ride south to Albany for the headliner.
So on Monday, on Memorial Day, thank you to those who sacrificed their lives for our freedoms. On Memorial Day, I took the fenders off the car, the hood, took that all off, loaded it into the car trailer, and then on Tuesday morning, went down to Albany. Brett Davis and Dave Loney helped me actually push it into the upholstery shop, and we got the headliner done. Jake down there at Tim's Top Shop did a really, really nice job and only had the car for 2 days. He only worked on it for 1 day, so it just sat there idle for 1 day. But yeah, we got it back. The headliner's really, really nice. Really, really happy with it. So yeah, just been kind of putting a few little pieces on it that I can. This weekend, the dash gets reworked as far as fixing the radio hole and one hole where there was a gauge where the cigarette lighter used to be. So we put a gauge there. So I'm gonna fix that hole, and then the dash gets painted along with the garnish moldings, and then Tuesday the glass goes in it. So the front and rear glass will be put in it, and yeah, it'll come together pretty fast here. I'm really excited to put the stainless on this. I got all the stainless sitting there that Dave Bradley polished. Just wait for the side spears, but other than that, it's all there. And super excited to see the stainless on this thing, because it's gonna be beautiful in the sun. Looking at this thing with all that trim on there, but got all the new Chevrolet scripts and the headlight bezels and park light housings, and the hood bird is all brand new, stainless grill and surround. So yeah, it'll be pretty cool to see it come together. So.
And the seat, one of the seats is over there, so the upholstery's all ready to go.
Yep, front rear seats are done, ready to go. The door panels came from Cars Inc., which is just beautiful stuff. It's just absolutely gorgeous. So that'll go in when the after the side trim goes on the car. The door panels will go in. Yeah, it'll be pretty cool to see this thing come together.
I'm thinking the next update will probably be a ride in the car, but we'll see.
Have one before
maybe
then.
one more in the middle.
You'll have one or two before then. We'll have one with the glass in it, and probably I'd like to do one with the car sanded down, show the process of what we go through here. So. And
we might even get a special guest star for the last video to tell us some stories about the car.
Yeah, I'd really, really like to get my uncle rounded up when he arrives to do the car show weekend in Roseburg and pick up the car. I want to get him to do a little sit down, and I'd like to get him to tell the story of the car as he knows it, because he's obviously the one that knows all the facts. So that should be coming too.
Nice. All right, good update, George. Thank you very much, and we'll be back for more here in another week or two.
All right.
Thanks.
Thank you.
See ya.